Morocco to China, the Middle East definitely included, there is a sea of minorities that are experiencing different forms and patterns of discrimination, exclusion, harassment, politicization, and of course underrepresentation. For 2 days, today and yesterday, many members and defenders of these minorities expressed different forms and patterns of discrimination against minorities by different countries and political regimes. Slide 2, please. In this gloomy and challenging context, I'm going to rely on a case study. It is definitely considered to be a successful one if you look at it and definitely compare it to its geographical location and to the situation of minorities that exist definitely in the region and specifically in the turbulent region that is called the Middle East. Lebanon, a tiny country, have provided a great model for minority protection, inclusion, utmost freedom, fair, equal, and proportional representation, based on power-sharing agreement from one hand and the historical coexistence of these groups from another. You might find this example to be somehow surreal because of the political, security, and definitely economic situation that exists in this country. But this is a forum, again, on minorities. So we have to look at it from a case study of minority inclusion, protection, and definitely human rights. Regardless to the current political, security, and economic challenges that exist in this country and the surrounding Middle East. The country and its power-sharing system is designed at a sectarian level and not religious one. Lebanon is home to different sects and ethnic groups that altogether form the Lebanese society. In this small country, there is 18 different sects and around 9 non-recognized sects, but of course they are not discriminated against. Again, from Morocco to China, the only country headed by a minority belonging to a minority as a Christian is in Lebanon. Not only a Christian, but a Maronite Christian, a minority within the broader Catholic Church. Slide 3, please. Lebanese constitution, with no doubt, guarantees the rights of minorities to be equal and proportional partners in the Lebanese society. It guarantees their freedom of expression, beliefs, in a very diversified country. Having said that, all norms, laws, and practices and traditions are guaranteed accordingly. Slide 4, please. If we look at this map, it is the map of Lebanon, a mosaic of religious and sectarian identity living all together in a very small geographical land for centuries. I'm gonna go quickly about the classification. Light greens are Sunni, dark green Shia, green are Alawite, blue are for the Druze, yellow Greek Orthodox, brown Syriac Orthodox, red Maronite, dark purple Roman Catholic, light purple Evangelical, light orange Armenian Orthodox, light yellow Armenian Catholic. Slide 5, please. The dominant group with no exception is the Arab, but some groups such as Armenians and Kurds are treated perfectly and equally and enjoy their full freedom. Slide 6, please. Religious and ethnic divisions that is represented at political, economic, and cultural level are very well preserved and definitely respected. At political level, the political system guarantees the equal and proportional representations of sects based on equal division between Muslims and Christians, and what is known as the Quota system or the power-sharing agreement. For example, the president is a Christian Maronite, the Speaker of the Parliament is a Shia Muslim, and the Prime Minister is a Sunni Muslim. This division can be reflected in all bureaucratic positions, from state institutions to security institutions to ministerial and even to the Parliament. I'm going to give you a very small example. For example, the commander of the army should be Maronite, deputy commander of the army should be from the Druze, commander of the police should be Sunni, deputy PM Greek Orthodox, deputy of speaker Greek Catholic, and so on. At economic level, there is no discrimination against any sect. All sects have their own businesses at national level and represented accordingly. At religious level, there is utmost freedom for all sects to freely practice their faith and freely build their religious sites. The country celebrates all religious celebrations of all sects. For example, Lebanese celebrates 2 Easter vacations, one for the Orthodox and one for the Catholic. Slide 7, please. The parliament consists in Lebanon of 128 seats divided equally between Muslims and Christians. And this is like a map of the classification at geographical level, sectarian level, and definitely religious level. Slide 8, please. In this slide, I'm going to give you a very small example about the religious, sectarian, and ethnic representation of a parliamentarian seat in only one district. That is the Lebanese capital, what is known as Beirut. Beirut is represented in 19 seats that ensure the representations of all sects based on the numerical presence in the capital. You can see that based on this table, the religious, sectarian, and ethnic inclusion of groups are respected. Even non-Arab Armenians are represented in around 4 seats in the parliament. My recommendation for this forum, that the power sharing model, if adjusted and localized at state-based level, could be seen as an ideal solution for the protection and inclusion of minorities in several countries in the region. A quota system could be a solution that governments could adapt in order to ensure the fair representation, inclusion, and protection of minorities at state bureaucratic level. Support governments by needed expertise to ensure the proper implementation of all the human rights mechanisms and treaties on minorities. Endorse regional forums on minorities here in Geneva that develop recommendations for the regions and from the regions. And the last recommendations, revise the governing system of this forum, as member states enjoy privileges in comparison to other actors that can hinder the freedom of expression as an essential right and space for minorities to freely express themselves away from discrimination. And thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank all our panelists for their